Hello, and welcome to How to Live to Your Fullest Potential Now. I am Dr. Trisha Kapavik, and I am going to go over some proven ways to detox your mind and your body. Very important. Have you ever felt just kind of wound down, like not your usual self, not feeling like you're living 100%, not living your best life, not really having that energy that you know that you are used to having? So what does living your best life really look and feel like? It feels like lacking energy, waking up kind of fatigued, groggy, tired, carrying extra weight, feeling stuck, maybe some extra pain, maybe other symptoms, headache, fogginess, brain fog. Yet, you know there is a better way. You know there is. And you're ready to have vibrant energy again, feel confident, have a more fulfilled life, free of short-term fixes. Ultimately, you're ready to become the best version of yourself and really feel great, lose those symptoms, lose that fatigue, get that energy back. So just imagine what your life would look like if you have energy, if you have confidence, if you have that vitality in every area of your life, that confidence to pursue what you really choose, what you really desire, what truly matters most to you. Imagine if you were truly living to your fullest potential. Now, this talk is for you if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, or having those symptoms, or having those headaches, or having that fatigue, or having that brain fog. And this talk is for you if you are just tired of diets and you're finished with those fad diets, you're over diets, you're over those fad programs that don't get lasting results. So the key is lasting results. This talk is for you if you're ready to improve your relationships, boost your confidence, and you're determined to go after what you really choose, what you really desire. This talk is for you if you want relief from brain fog and you're craving clarity in your life. Imagine if we shift your subconscious beliefs. You learn how to detox your mind. You learn how to detox your body without feeling burdened, without feeling deprived, so that you can live a life fulfilled on your terms. So who am I? Who is Dr. Trisha, Dr. Kapavik? I am the Mind Body Detox Doc, natural healing advocate, a life wellness educator, a coach, transformation coach, many others. I'm a nutritionist. I have an extensive background in chiropractic, hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, neuroscience. My clinic in Houston, Texas, I've helped hundreds of people suffering from all kinds of things. A lot of times people come in with chronic pain. Many times I've worked with people with everything from gut issues to fatigue issues, to hormone issues, to depression, and unfortunately some anxiety. So now I want to extend that same help to people all around the world because I believe everybody deserves to live well, be well, and feel amazing. So why should you listen to me? Well, I have a bachelor in science. My undergrad was nutrition and food science from Texas A&M University. So I am an Aggie, and went on to get my doctorate in chiropractic, and have studied extensively in nutrition and mindset and nutrition in all kinds of different things. Master practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming. I'm a master practitioner of hypnosis. I am certified with Psych with just transformation in general. There are so many different mindset techniques that I've learned and used along the years. I'm passionate about holistic total wellness and passionate about nutrition, as I said. And yep, I'm a single mom of an 11-year-old son. So I get the stress of the day. I get how things are. Sometimes we have to work around life. I genuinely care about lasting results, and I help people detox their limiting beliefs that stop them from living a fulfilled life. And when I first studied nutrition back at A&M, my original intention was to go to medical school, and I took my first class in nutrition, and I loved it. Changed everything. And from then on, just wanted to incorporate that somehow and work with people. A few years later, I remember driving in the car and just having this thought about why it is that some people have this amazing transformation with their bodies and some people just stay stuck. What was it? What was that mind connection? What was that subconscious connection that seemed to keep people from having those lasting results? Maybe they do the short-term diets, they get some short-term results, but they weren't having those true lasting results. And that's when I started studying all the things mindset related, and just it's been been amazing journey working with people over the last 13 years and being able to utilize all of those things. So with that being said, my gift to you here, we did a 5-day detox, mind-body detox, probably almost a year ago now, and I still have it available. And normally I charge for this, and it is my gift to you today for listening in. So definitely click on that now. And guess what? You can get started right now with your first 5 days. And I can tell you the transformation you can get in 5 days if you just do the work, do the challenge, do the checklist, will be surprising to you, I promise. It's always amazing, all these little shifts that we start to make in our health, in our life, how the ripple effect and the long-term effect of starting now, do it now, get started. So my gift to you. Now, there are many, many health issues that can be avoided. Here's some recent statistics. We are brainwashed about what beauty looks like. Have you noticed, like every magazine that you see at the stores, grocery stores, even online now, gosh, we see it all over social media with people using all kinds of filters. And even before that, with the magazines, they were actually using Photoshop, and they've been doing that for years. So what reality about beauty is not really real. It's actually Photoshop. So that's one thing. We're so brainwashed about that we lose sight of what beauty really is. And some other statistics, about 37 million people in the United States have diabetes, and 96 million adults have pre-diabetes. Now, diabetes, especially type 2, can be reversed a lot of times as long as it's not too far along. The pre-diabetes can absolutely typically be reversed with the right choices, right lifestyle changes. And one person dies from heart disease every 34 seconds in the United States. Can you imagine? 2 people a minute are dying from heart disease in the United States. Now, these statistics may not be the most recent even. So this was probably from last year, I believe, is when we pulled this data. Now, 800,000 Americans are living with end-stage kidney disease. Now, a lot of times kidney disease is a result of diabetes, unfortunately. Again, I call those the hand-to-mouth diseases. Basically, what we choose to put in our hand and we choose to put in our mouth kind of creates some of these diseases. 1 in 7 adults have chronic kidney disease. And 60 to 70 million people are affected by digestive diseases. So that could be kind of everything from Crohn's disease to ulcerative colitis, all kinds of ugly stuff. So question for you, do you want to be a statistic along with everybody else, or do you want to live a healthy life? Do you want to be determined to do something about your health before it's too late, before you end up a statistic? And one other thing, redefine what beauty really looks like. Really get clear in your mind about what beauty is. So what you're about to discover, some amazing strategies to help you open your mind, manage your choices around food, around your health, detoxify your body so that you can live to your fullest potential naturally. So our time is limited. Obviously, this is a quick webinar, getting some great information. Take some notes, get the information that you can use, start using it today. Click on that 5-day challenge, get started on that today. My gift to you. And we're going to learn 5 strategies to detox your mind and body now. So determine what you really desire and why. Now, this is really the first step with all of it. When you get really, really clear about what you really, really want, what you really desire, and the why behind it, everything starts to shift. That subconscious can start getting focused, start getting really clear about what direction it's supposed to go. So a lot of times we're more focused on what we don't want and what we don't want to get or catch, or, what drugs we don't want to have, and we are focused on what we really ultimately do want and what we do desire. So that's the key. So what is it you really desire? It's more confidence, health, energy, healthy relationships. Do you want to make more money? Do you want your finances to be in better shape? What is it to feel better? Just have more energy, to have that clarity, to have that peace of mind, get off medication, something I love to help people do, get their health so great that they don't need the medications. Relieve that pain. Of course, a lot of pain comes from inflammation. A lot of that can be detoxed and get you feeling better. And of course, that clarity, that clear mind. What is it you really desire? Next question is determine why those desires are important to you. The why behind it gives you that purpose, gives you that reason. That's my son, Rourke. He is my why for almost everything these days. So if your why isn't strong enough, your excuses will be. Of course, having a kiddo, we want to stay healthy. We want to have the energy to be able to keep up with their extracurricular life. I know he's got one. He's got something almost every day of the week we're running around doing. And I want to make sure I have the energy to take him to the games, take him places, travel with him, do all of those things. And I also want to be that person that helps be that role model for him around health and around healthy choices as well. So again, if your why isn't strong enough, your excuses will be. So what is your why? So we get really clear about what you desire and why. So that would be our first step in our detox process. Now, sometimes dreams are wiser than waking. So what does that mean? So our subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and imagined. And that subconscious part of your mind is where all of the programs are stored, where all of our habits, our big habits, the ones that we do that we don't realize we're doing, that's where those are stored. So our dreams sometimes are wiser than when we're awake, right? So that subconscious is wiser than our conscious. So focus on what you desire instead of what you don't. I already mentioned that. Write it down. Get really, really clear about it. Of course, get your why written down. And then I want you to really focus and imagine yourself as if you already have it. Really get a clear image in your mind, like truly feel it, taste it, feel every part of it. Imagine yourself having exactly what you already have and feel everything that goes with it, because your mind does not know the difference between what's real and imagined. So if you can imagine, there's a little exercise that I do with people. We just imagine there's a lemon, there's a cutting board sitting right in front of you, and there's a lemon sitting there. And just imagine like taking a knife, cutting into that lemon, cutting a little slice off, and then picking up that slice of lemon and taking a nice big bite of it. What happens? My mouth kind of puckers and waters just imagining that, just talking about it. So that's the difference between, that's the way our mind works. It doesn't know the difference between what's real and imagined. So with that little exercise we just did in 10 seconds, that's how it works. So just imagine if you could really get clear about what you desire and start living into that. Start imagining yourself having it already, so your subconscious can start getting you exactly what you want. So that is a very, very powerful thing to do. So here's a success story for you. I have a patient. She came in. She had some back pain, and she had some joint pain, and she had not been able to run for almost 6 months. And she was an avid runner. She'd been running since she was young. She would run regularly. She had done, half marathons over the years. But for the past 6 months, she had been in some pain to the point that she'd roll out of bed and just did not feel good and was not able to train because she felt the pain. It was just hurting. Well, she came in, decided to start working on some things. We did our mind-body detox, got her started right away. Unbelievable, her results, as always. All my patients it's just amazing, working with people, the results that they can get. And she started, she lost some weight, of course. That was kind of the extra, the bonus, if you will. But she had some energy. She had, all of a sudden, she's back to running. She's rolling out of bed. She's not having the pain. She is feeling great again. And then, go figure, right after the holidays, she gets that dreaded virus, the one that's been talked about. Well, she's down and out for about 3-4 days and back on her feet about a week later. So I'll tell you, she came in, it was probably around the middle of November, and this was right after Christmas. So she had a little bit of time to train. However, she has the virus. She recovers really quick because you know what? She'd been taking care of her body. She'd been taking care of her mind. So her immune system was working really, really well at that point, and she bounced right back. She didn't have all that extra inflammation in her body. She had just finished a detox. And 3 weeks after recovering, she went and ran the half marathon here in Houston, Texas. And I'll tell you, I remember her asking me what I thought. I said, I'm amazed always. I have another patient. He runs these ultra marathons. It's his mind is unbelievable at the dedication. He just did 121 and a half miles in 55 straight hours. Can you imagine that? That is the power of the mind. So our mind is capable of anything. So just imagine, this one ran a half marathon. Now, maybe that's not your goal, and that is okay. However, next step is to elevate your mindset. Now, why is that important? Because we get stuck when our current life, with our current results, where we are right now, based on our current beliefs. So we've got to raise our standards. We've got to elevate our mindset, get our mindset up to a level of what we really ultimately desire. So right now, like I said, we're living our life based on our existing beliefs, based on existing things that have been put into our brain. Might be negative, might not even be negative. It might just be some programs that are not giving us the results that we really want. So get clear about your ultimate desires, write them down, really get clear about the why, examine, and then go and examine the underlying beliefs that you have around those desires. Like, what do you really believe about like being fit, being thin, being healthy, not having that chronic pain, maybe even having a great relationship or making the money that you're wanting to make? What are those underlying beliefs that are right now, that you have right now, that may be limiting you from getting what you really, really want? And see, are those beliefs serving you? Are they not serving you? Because guess what? If they're not, we're going to remove those beliefs. We're going to reprogram. We're going to put in beliefs that actually get you the results that you ultimately want. That is the plan. That's the goal. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. And that is Buddha. That to me is a very, very powerful thing, because I couldn't agree more. We are what we think about every single day. So question everything. Why am I doing what I do now? Why am I having these beliefs that I have are having me make certain choices? So what choice am I making now? Why am I doing that? Where did the belief come from that has me doing what I'm doing right now? And guard your mind and feed it well. When I say guard your mind, watch what you listen to, watch what you allow yourself to see and experience and read. There's so many things that the news is one of those things that I stopped watching many, many years ago, because there's so many programs that are constantly going on. And I would say that watching the news is not feeding my mind well, and I am guarding it like as much as possible. And feed it well. So when I say feed it, give it things that nourish it from a mental perspective, like give it great things, positive things, things that are going to get you the results you want. And then also feed it nutritious, feed it the nutrients that it needs to function. Make sure that your body is getting what it needs, getting those great foods. And of course, surround yourselves with others who empower you. They always say birds of a feather, right? So we want to be around people that are making choices in alignment with what we are making, or they're just extremely supportive of what you're doing. It's really interesting when we start making changes and we start empowering ourselves and living better lives, living healthy lives, how people will come out of the woodwork to do whatever it takes to kind of sabotage us a little bit. Who the worst sabotage person of all is? Probably ourselves. We tend to sabotage ourselves a lot because of our subconscious beliefs. That's why we've got to reprogram those subconscious beliefs. That's so, so important. So, success story. Imagine being relieved of over 20 years of chronic pain and off of all the pain meds as well. So I had a lady come in to my office probably around 10 years ago, and I'll never forget. She came in and told me she was wanting some simple relief from her pain, more like a massage really is what she was looking for. Now, challenge for her, she had chronic pain. They had given her a diagnosis of fibromyalgia. Now, I am not a fan of diagnosis names, because guess what? We get a name and we want to own it and take it on and keep it and become every part of it. So be careful with those diagnosis names that you're given. So with that being said, she had so much pain, we could barely touch her. Any little pressure anywhere in her body was just causing her a tremendous amount of pain. And so, of course, we talked about mind-body detox, the world of inflammation, how all of it works. And she was absolutely open, because for the first time, she was given an option besides another drug, or adding another drug, or changing another drug, because that's the only option she had been given before. She never even knew that it was possible to make mindset and lifestyle changes and dietary changes and actually detox her body and have some of that inflammation go away. Amazingly, we worked together. The first 3 weeks, she was off all of her pain meds and mostly out of pain. And she worked with me another 3 weeks. And after the end of 6 weeks, she was off all of her pain meds. And first time in the past 20 years, she was actually completely out of pain. And she had a little residual shoulder pain from a car accident she had been in, but that was really it. And it was amazing to me to see that she was so committed to this change. And then she also lost 35 pounds as well, which was unbelievable. She is doing great. Her name's Tammy. And I just saw her pop up on Facebook about a year ago, and she talked about like she got her nursing, her degree and her nursing license. So just really excited to see people changing their lives in such a big way. And, she went back to school in her 40s. So this was awesome, her late 40s. So fantastic. I'm very excited for her and all that she's able to do now that she has transformed her mind and her body. And she knows the choices that she can make. She knows how to keep herself feeling good. Next, transform. Speaking of transformation, we're going to transform your mind and your body. We're really going to change it for the good. Now, if you see the little picture in the bottom, you have a choice, right? It's always a choice. We can choose to have a fit body or a fat body. And every single choice we make is going to put us into the category of whatever we're choosing, right? So transform your mind and body. We're going to choose the foods, choose those things that get you the results that you desire. That's really what's most important. And when you start getting really clear about what you want, and you start getting really clear about why, really clear, and you start imagining yourself being that person, it starts to become more and more challenging to make choices that are out of alignment with who you ultimately desire to be, because you're becoming that person. You're truly just transitioning your whole mind and body into being the person that you're wanting to be. So we're going to choose the thoughts that give you the results you desire. So again, we're basically just reprogramming. We are getting clear about what we are, who we are, what we want, what we desire. And then we're going to make sure that the thoughts are in alignment. We're going to start really guarding our mind, like very much feeding it the things that give you the results that you want. Imagine your transformation. Again, imagine, really get clear, take that time to feel it, experience it completely. So you really know what it feels like. And there you go. Imagine what it would feel like. And imagine being who you are, and imagine it being that way all the time. So when we start becoming that person, when we actually become that person, and in your mind starts deciding that, okay, no, this is who I am now. Guess what? Those choices and decisions become easier. So it's not as hard to be in a situation where there are maybe some choices that are not going to get you the results that you want, right? It's going to be easier to turn those down because you become a different person. And we're going to supplement our nutrition, of course, because we want to maintain that. We want to maintain that body, maintain that health, maintain the functions, everything working the way it's supposed to. Now, here's another success story. Now, what if your goal was to weigh 300 pounds? Now, imagine that. Now, not the way you think either. So I have a lady that came in. Her name was Teresa. She came in and at the time weighed 362 pounds, and she was in her mid 60s. And the last time she had weighed 300 pounds was when she was like 16 or 17 in high school. And so her goal was to get to that weight again. And it was really exciting. So what we did is we worked on her mind more than anything. Of course, we changed some things as well. And we never put her on a diet. You know why? Because diets are temporary. The goal was to change her mind so she could become the person she chose to be, and the person that she chose to be that would make choices that would get her the results that she wanted, right? So we did this. And when she first came in, she wrote down all the things that she desired. And amazingly, it was about maybe 9 months later, we had been working together, and she had lost the weight. She got down to exactly 300 pounds, and every single thing on her list she achieved. And it was almost, she got a little teary eyed when I brought the list out and read it to her, because she couldn't even believe that that's what she desired. And she actually achieved all of those things because she was just living her life, just literally doing what she was being reprogramming herself to do, I should say. And so it was really awesome. Got her healthier. She was off some of the medications that she had started on, lost that weight, had more energy, had gone on a trip with her kids. I mean, it was just some really exciting things. And so just, everybody's goals are different. Everybody's desires are different. And ultimately, that's why we got to get clear about what's most important to you. And that's why you've got to get clear about that. It's not about anybody else. It's just about you, your life, your health. So her transformation, of course, she went from being like really sad, really down, thinking it was never going to happen, to knowing that she had the tips, the tricks, the tools to get that transformation for herself and maintain it. So that's so crucial to me, to really give people that empowering ability to make that transformation so they can actually keep the results and maintain the results that they want, right? So some tips to transform your mind and body: get an accountability buddy, help you stay on track, right? So whether it be a buddy, whether it be a group, whether it be a coach, whether it be me, somebody else, somebody to have you accountable. Because I tell you, accountability is what keeps us on track. It's what keeps us motivated. When you have that one person that's waiting to hear that you actually did what you said you were going to do, it makes such a big difference. Also, plan ahead for events. This is something that we kind of take for granted, but most of the time we know when we're going to have a dinner out, we're going to have an event, we're going to have a meeting, we're going to have holidays, they're coming, right? So plan ahead for those things. So that way you don't make choices that are going to sabotage your results, right? They're going to be in alignment with what you really, really choose and what you really, really want. All right. Operate outside of the norm. So what is the norm? The norm right now is, if you turn on the TV, which I don't watch much TV, rarely. And when I have seen it, it seems like every other commercial is for either what? Fast food, junk food, or medications, prescription medications, but still drugs. So food and drugs. I mean, oh my goodness. If you really see that that's the norm, it's just unbelievable, like how much we're programmed that the normal is eating junk food and taking drugs, right? So operate outside of the norm. So a way that you could do that is get in a group, get around some people that can give you that support. Don't believe the medical hype. Don't buy into that. Don't believe it for a second, because drugs, obviously, they're the current norm, but there is another answer. There is a way that you can actually change. Family history can be changed. Now, there's some things that are genetic, absolutely. However, a lot of things in what I call family history are choices. They are lifestyle. They're lifestyle habits that we kind of get from our family, from our parents, that we don't even know why we eat what we eat, but this is what we eat because we're from a certain culture or we're from a certain area. So that family history absolutely can be changed. And like I said, there's some genetic things that maybe, but for the most part, a lot of those things can be changed. And then seek help for detoxing your life. Like I said, get a coach, get me, find somebody, get a program, and then of course, be a part of a community that really gets you. And our Metabolism Mindset support community is there. So there's the link for it. So click, join us. I'd love to have you join and get some support, show some support, give other people some support. All of that makes such a big difference for you. Now, some other tips to operate outside of the norm: choose you over pleasing others. Now, what does that mean? Well, have you ever heard about the airplane? If the airplane was about to crash, what do they always say? The flight attendants always say, put your oxygen mask on first, take care of you first before you take care of the person next to you. Why is that? Because if you are suffocating, you can't help the person next to you. So really choose you, choose your health, choose your life first over pleasing other people, and whether that means going out, going to dinner, really, really get clear about what you want, choose you, keep you healthy so you can actually be that person for be that stand and support for other people. Break generational curses, change your family's health. When I say generational curses, that's a strong word, but you know what? Heart disease, all these diabetes, that really tend to be familial, that are, they say, run in the family, change your family's health. Can you imagine being that person that is the one that changes the health for generations to come? Because you make these choices for your health and you choose your health first. Imagine that's going to break some generational habits and some familial, health issues, right? So that will make a huge difference for you. And of course, love yourself exactly as you are right now too. Because guess what? We love ourselves exactly as we are. We make different choices. We choose differently, right? We imagine. I always tell people, imagine if you had a baby or a puppy. We tend to feed those babies and those puppies so well. We are so committed to making sure we're taking care of them. They're getting everything that's right, and because we love them. Imagine you are that puppy or that baby that you love yourself so much that you're going to make choices that are so great for your health and your life. That is really important. Now, be the X factor. Now, what exactly is the X factor? The X factor is a variable in a situation that has the most significant impact on the outcome. So be your own X factor. Be your own impact. Be the part of what you need the most that's going to give you that impact and give you what you really ultimately desire. So X factor, what exactly is that? A quality you cannot describe that makes you very, very special. And what else is the X factor? It is a circumstance quality that has a strong but unpredictable influence. So this quality a person has with this unpredictable influence is really important, because I want you to start really noticing and being unpredictable to yourself. It's really powerful, because we can't even predict what's possible. You can imagine that if you are that X factor. So you're going to be the stand for yourself like nobody else has, and realize your greatness. Fall in love with yourself, be in love with yourself, bring out the best in others to be the best in you. So all of those things, really just, it sounds positive, sounds cheesy, but let me tell you how powerful it is to really start focusing on your greatness. And a really, really powerful tip about the X factor is take your weakness and turn it into a strength. Let your weakness be your X factor. Can you imagine that? Just imagine your weakness could be actually somebody else's strength, and you don't even know it yet, right? Because we get what we look for. We get what we're wanting to see. So here's another success story for you. I have a patient. She came in. She was 17 at the time, volleyball player, and she was extremely self-conscious about her height and losing weight and her, all of these things around body image, because she was 6 foot tall. Now, I'll tell you, she took that and we shifted that to became her X factor. So she went from being really self-conscious about being tall to really getting the greatness and the uniqueness about being so tall, which was awesome, because as a volleyball player, oh my goodness, to be tall, you can't want anything more. And then something that was really neat that happened, because we had talked about, I have a lady that I knew that she was 6 foot tall, and she would wear like 4 foot heels and walk into the room like she owned the place. And she just owned every inch of her height, right? And every second of that attention that she would get. And so we talked about this, and so once she shifted this, and once she really owned her height and really got how powerful it is to have that height and to stand up tall and own it. I remember she called me about, she was at school one day during lunch. And before we had done all this work, she had told me, if somebody had been checking her out, looking at her, she would have thought, oh, they're making comments, or they're thinking, oh my gosh, she's so tall, and actually thinking of it from a negative place. And this time, for some reason, she's like, it was the weirdest thing, because everything shifted. And when she changed her mind about her weakness and she shifted it to be her X factor, all of a sudden she said some boy, of course they were in high school, so they're kiddos still to me, some boy was checking her out, and she felt like it was a completely different experience, because she really thought, wow, he's looking at me because I'm like beautiful and tall, instead of the other, right? So it's a really powerful thing when we start shifting our beliefs. I can't tell you, so there's so many ways to do it. So don't let the norm be a part of your life anymore. Like, let's go against the grain, be the X factor, be unpredictable. This is something else, because I can tell you that I guarantee you, when you start shifting your beliefs and you start shifting, especially those weaknesses, into strengths, and you start seeing that, you're not going to even be able to predict what's going to happen, because you're seeing the world through a new set of eyes, through a new set of programs, through a new set of beliefs. And it's really, really amazing. So in order to be the person you desire to be, you must let go of the person you've been. You must be unrecognizable even to yourself. So very powerful stuff. So shifting that is the heart of all of this, whether it be letting go of some weight, letting go of some pain, letting go of some fatigue, feeling that energy that you desire, all of it, be unrecognizable to yourself. Start imagining. So how many of you know it's time to detox your life right now? Just, I don't know. I think there's never a better time than now to do a detox, right? It's time to detox, determine what you really want, get clear about that and your why, elevate your mindset, transform your mind, transform your body, operate outside of the norm, and be the X factor. Now, it's time to detox. Weight loss is all about detoxing your mind and your body and learning to live a healthier lifestyle. It's really just being a different person. So there is a link for my program. I'd love to have you click there, check it out. And if anything else, I appreciate your time. And you have a choice. Of course, you always have a choice. You can stay where you're at, frustrated, living a toxic life, feeling bad, not feeling that energy. And you could actually choose to start making some changes, choose to do that 5-day program, choose differently, really take into account some of these tips that I gave you. Very, very powerful, very, very powerful. Or you could get some help. You could transform your limiting beliefs. You could take a true health first approach with a nutrition plan that works specifically for you, that I customized just for you. Open your mind to the possibilities, be unrecognizable to yourself, break generational curses, change your family's health, and ultimately live to your fullest potential naturally. So now imagine what your life would look like if you had the energy, you had the confidence and the vitality in every area of your life. Imagine having that confidence to pursue what you really choose, what truly matters most to you. And imagine if you were truly living to your fullest potential. So today I focus on detoxing my mind, my body. I recreate myself to be positive, healthy, and powerful, and to live to my fullest potential naturally. So if you would like to meet me, I'd love to invite you for a call with me, one-on-one, 30 minutes to go over your goals, to really get a good strategy on how to put these things together, what is next, really how to make these things happen for you. And I look forward to having you on that call. Thank you so much for your time, and we will be chatting soon. Have a great day.